Ladies and gentlemen, it is currently Valentine's Day, and for any of you who, I don't know, live without a calendar, that means that it is February 14th, the year is 2012, and this is Day 9 Daily number 419. Sorry, I'm back on my computer, I just had to shut the door. Hi! Here I am. It's time for Newbie Tuesday! Yeah! Where we're going to learn to be a better gamer. And the idea that we'll be exploring in today's Fun Day or Newbie Tuesday is the idea of adjusting things one at a time and making sure the one thing that we're adjusting is very well thought out and very precise. That's it. That's all there is to it. Before I jump in to the daily, I just wanted to say to all the wonderful couples out there, mwah! I did see on the Day 9 subreddit that there was a girl who told her boyfriend that she was Grandmaster in her heart. Oh my God, are you kidding me? I would be swoon city. I would melt, my knees would wibble and wobble like I was in a 90s music video. It would be unbelievable. So to any of you who are single, don't you worry about a thing. Let me show you things you can do while being single. Oh, Dresden Files. Buy these books. This is the 9th in the series. I think that's right. The 9th one in the series. This is the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. Unbelievable. I mind traveling so much less because I just sit for 6 hours and read the entire book on the airplane. Awesome. I also wanted to give an extra special shout out to my wonderful friend Artosis, who is doing a very similar style show to this one, where he does analysis. It actually takes place the hour before the daily. That's 6 p.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Korea Standard Time. He lives in Korea, by the way. And if you've never gotten the chance to see the GSL that he casts with my brother, Tasteless, Artosis is brilliant, and I don't know if it comes across in the GSL, but Artosis is like the funniest person you'll ever meet, ever. I love whenever Dan just says anything. He totally has my number. So his show is before this one. Definitely check it out. I spent the hour before this one watching it, loved it, hopped in the chat to try to be like, yeah, go Dan, you're awesome, and JP McDaniel fucking banned me. That is right, JP McDaniel of State of the Game banned me from doing the daily, or from doing the commentary in the chat, so I found that to be quite funny. Awesome. And of course, what I wanted to note is that probably my favorite band ever. I have two favorite bands, Trent Moeller and Blue Sky Black Death. Blue Sky Black Death, I want to give you the personal appeal. I heard this through the grapevine. Whether it's true or not, they didn't tell me. I'm doing this completely out of my own volition. They are having trouble doing the full-time career with music. They are the greatest band ever, but they do this experimental, instrumental hip-hop sort of music, and they're so good, and I wanted you to help support them only if you like it. Just wanted to let you know you have no obligation to do it, but my general philosophy with life is that I do not buy things to own it. I buy things to support it. So let me just play a great song. Listen to how this song will catch you 3 seconds into it. Just listen to it. Here we go. I'm going to mute my mic. Jesus, that's so good. Are you kidding me? Every time I brush my teeth, I just turn that song on. Love brushing my teeth. Basic hygiene, no problem. Are you kidding me? What the fuck? Oh my God. I tried to turn that song on when I shaved, and it seriously looked like I just let some sort of vampire chew on my face for a couple hours because I was trying to shave like this. So good. Excellent song. And if you would like that, that is from their album Noir. my favorite album of all time, Noir, up there with Last Resort from Trent Moeller. It's Noir by Blue Sky Black Death. The song is called Fire for Light. They're incredible. I just want to, again, push shit I like. And last but not least, I know I haven't gotten to the daily yet, but I need to thank all the wonderful, wonderful people who sent me things in the last 2 months. I haven't checked the mailbox because I've been so busy, and I allowed myself to open 2 gifts today. And I wanted to show you one of the greatest things ever. I broke him taking him out, but we have a Papercraft Immortal. I'm trying to glue them back together again, forgive me. Yeah, Papercraft Immortal. Okay, cool. And it's really, really detailed and amazing. And a wonderful individual made an outfit for Manfred. A wonderful individual. Check it out. Here it comes. Oh, he's a superhero! Oh, shit! Look at this. He's got an M for... Oh, Manfred, your cape fell off. Dude, Jesus. Stop with the tease, Manfred. Hold on, let me tie your cape back on. Come here, little bunny. All right, here we go. All right, bring it on. Oh, it's got an M! It's got an M for Manfred! And look at this. Look at the person who sent this didn't even know the dimensions of Manfred. Look, there's one eye and the other eye. Oh, Super Manfred. Hold on. Hold your fists out. Yeah. Like Super Flying Manfred. Flying through the air to danger. Fuck yeah. Manfred's my rabbit, by the way, because I'm secure with myself as a fucking man that I own a stuffed animal named Manfred who sleeps with me every night. Oh! And he's a superhero now. Isn't that right, Manfred? Cute little bunny. Wonderful. Now, for any of you who perhaps watching for the first time, or perhaps are linking this video for the first time, I hope you enjoyed the pre-show that will be part of the video. The point of today's daily is going to be on the idea of adjusting one thing at a time. Now, this is a Newbie Tuesday, which technically means that it is very Newbie friendly, but the one thing that I want to emphasize is that this technique that we're going to talk about today is used from absolutely no skill level at all, like sub-bronze Amish folk skill level, all the way to Grandmaster. It does not matter what skill level we're at, as long as we can do this, we can improve one at a time. We always can improve. And that is the following. We identify one thing that's going wrong with our play. We look very carefully to make sure that that one thing is something that we can improve. And then we do that next time. All there is to it. Now that sounds simple, but I want to focus on 2 key little things that may have slipped by there. The first one is the make sure it's the correct adjustment. That can be very tricky to do. This can easily be influenced by our emotional state at the time, can be easily influenced by us trying to look cool as opposed to trying to do something experimental and correct. And the other thing is next time. Next time. Next time. I can't emphasize that enough. When you step into a game, it's very easy to get really like, oh God, I hope I don't lose. Oh my God, I'm losing. What do I do right now? Oh! And when you lose that game, it's very easy to look back and to say something like, if only I had gone ghosts. If only I'd built a DT. Oh, he had no detection. If only I'd built that. I could have won. Never confused what you should have done in this game with what you should do next time. Damn it. Never confuse. It is this realization that will make you really almost enjoy losing. Because it's very easy to view the loss as this internal representation of you. Fuck, I lost. Does that mean I suck or that I'm stupid? Ugh. If you're focused on next time, you view it as, wow, this strategy sucks. Lols. I guess I'm never doing that one again, and I'm going to adjust it in this way. So good. Do you want to hop into the game? Again, if you brush your teeth to that music, you will seriously love waking up in the morning. I'm not kidding you. Blue Sky Black Death. The album is noir. Buy it. I've bought it like 4 times already. Because again, I do not buy to own, I buy to support. And BSBD, Blue Sky Black Death, is the greatest. By the way, nice job, chat. That is correct. It's Groovy Tuesday. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at a ton of examples of how to identify one thing, not 2 or 3 or 4 or 0, but one thing that we're going to improve. This is a short game. This is from IEM. IEM Sao Paulo, where the wonderful Robert Paul Simpson shoutcasted. And he will be shoutcasting the After Hours Gaming League playoffs with me tomorrow. This game, we have DeMuslim doing somewhat of a unique strategy. And this is going to be a really short game. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through it really fast. I've pumped it up to ×4 speed. I'm going to open up the production tab. And for right now, let us just discuss what happens as opposed to why it happened. DeMuslim, this was their game where they were tied 2-2. I love DeMuslim. I think he's a brilliant player. His play is just really, really nice. He does this clever little technique where he builds the bunker behind the hatchery so it cannot be seen. Ordinarily, this sucks because, joink, this is the path of the marine up here. However, if we have a Reaper, it can easily move to the back and hop up onto that, low ground. So, alright, we're identifying what right now. I have not said anything particularly sophisticated, just described what is good about that strategy. If you thought this description of the strategy was sophisticated, that is not me to credit, that is DeMuslim to credit. Brilliant strategy. DeMuslim is very good at this sort of early aggression. Interestingly, the first 6 Zerglings from Empire Violet, also a very strong player living in Europe right now, I believe. Look at this phenomenal control by our E.G. DeMuslim. Workers killed, only 2 died in that entire exchange. He's trying to build forward. He's also taking himself another command center. Everything's pretty out of the ordinary. He gets up in there, kills off the hatchery, and Zergling speed wraps itself up. At which point we see Empire Violet as I move up to ×4 and ×8 speed. Counterattacks, breaking into DeMuslim's main, despite the fact that this died off. There's a Baneling nest going down. Empire Violet is able to successfully kill off all... Whoopsie. Oh shit, did I really restart the game? Oh my god, I suck. Oh god, how embarrassing. Let me come back to right where I was before. Despite the fact that we see DeMuslim was able to kill up that expansion, he loses 19 workers. Yuck. Ew. Tries to micro as best he can. Disheartened says, good game, well played, per usual, says good game. And I know a lot of people love to go lulz, Idra leaves without GG, but I'm not going to lie. I like the EG people in terms of their post-game manner. Always seen people like DeMuslim and In Control being like, good game, well played, good luck in tournament. So good. Yeah. If I'm not going on a date tonight, I may as well give my love to the wonderful folks at EG. Hats off to you. This game is a very short one. Let me just come back and note, yeah, 7 minutes and 46 seconds. This is a short game. What you'll notice at the highest levels of play, like in the Code S sort of levels, the games tend to be fairly long, right? They're 15 minutes plus. Generally even like around 20 minutes plus. But there are very few short games. This is because those players are smart enough that they know how to avoid everything at all. But the interesting thing, when you hop back onto the ladder after long periods of not playing, you lose to a lot of really, really, really easy, dumb shit. Believe me, I probably have more experience than anyone doing this, because I will play 120 games over the course of a weekend, and then play 500 games over the course of a week and a half, and then not play at all for a month because I'm traveling. And then I'll come back with deep knowledge of all these amazing late games and lose to a guy who builds a fucking hatchery in my base and my game's 8 minutes long, right? These are the things that happen very, very, very naturally when you play ladder and you just don't have that experience factor. So I want to begin with this very clean, simple early game, and let's ask ourselves a very simple question. What is one thing that we can do to make this game better? Let's come back. Let's come back over here. And yes, I have gained weight since Brood War. And yes, I do read the chat while streaming every day. Oh. And you might be saying, yeah, I lose to cats. No, it wasn't cats I lost to. It was all you other jerks who watch cats a lot. So we saw this game happen a lot. Now, let's describe to ourselves a very clean, clear, simple adjustment that we can do to this game. What could we have done to make it better? I feel like maybe the moment when all these Zerglings streamed into our main base was the moment that a weakness was potentially revealed. Killing off Det Hatchery. This moment, I think, feels pretty profoundly big in my eyes when this very thing happens, and we kind of realize, ugh, this could potentially be a problem. Now, let me take from the chats the types of things that you would adjust. What are things that you would adjust? This didn't seem very large, but it still kind of highlights a potential vulnerability here. What are things that you would adjust? I want to see this. We're going to be going through tons of examples today. Don't worry at this point. People are saying wall off, always wall off. I think that maybe having this command center as part of the wall off would help. That would probably be good. But the thing is, what I want to do is explore really hard what I would possibly do with that new command center wall off. I want to think about it in the context of the replay. Let me pause for a moment and pretend that we're you. You're alone in your room. You just got done playing a game of StarCraft. You lost. You're going, ugh. You're seething with frustration. You just lost a game like this where you did this Reaper bunker thing. It was super effective. And you want to ask yourself, what did I do wrong? God, I didn't have the wall off. I should have walled off. Ugh. Find a new match. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. One of the most painful things I experience when I go to a lot of live events to do shoutcasting is I will have the chance to have a conversation with the player whose match I just saw. And I'll hear a player say something like, yeah, when those Blue Flame Hellions got in my base and killed off all my workers, I knew I had to do a tank Banshee all in to win. And I have the luxury of having seen the game. And I go, when you lost all those workers and you killed it off, you had 2 bases to his 1 and you were 10 food ahead of him. You didn't need to go all in at all. Always make sure that your emotional reaction has some sort of rational check. And believe me, emotional reactions are going to happen. You're going to lose games and be like, that guy sucked. I shouldn't have lost to him. He was dumb. And I hope he dies, right? You're going to just get pissed off. That's normal, and that's great, and that's fine. Just make sure that when you make that out loud statement of what you're going to adjust, that you come back and check. So for instance, when this command center, let's envision it as part of the wall off, right? As I advance forward in the game, this attack is what killed me, eventually. If this command center were part of the wall off, would these Zerglings have really been easy to hold off? Would they actually have been able to defend? As I come back to the main, I see 2 not done barracks. Well, if this command center was part of the wall off, would these barracks have been done? Well, at this point in time, my answer is no. I have 3 Reapers in here. Let's see here. You know, I don't actually think walling off with this command center and doing everything exactly the same would have saved me from this sort of loss. What else could I have done? Well, let's go back and look at this key period of time between when that first command center was started, right around now. Let's look at what happened with the buildings. Notice that we are right now, all we're trying to do is try to avoid staying alive to Zergling counterattacks. That is the only thing we're trying to do, because right now this is super good These guys step in, we manage to stay alive. I want you to think of the one thing you want to improve and think it out all the way. We have some extra gas. We don't need that. We built a barracks pretty promptly afterwards. We built a third barracks pretty promptly afterwards. I might say something like, I should take my third Reaper and I should send him here to this watchtower. And if for some reason I see that this attack needs the third Reaper, I will involve it. But if he seems to be going for counterattacks, I will take this third Reaper, I will pull him back, and send him home to the other side of the wall off that involves my command center. The third Reaper, I think, does not need to be part of this attack. Let's go ahead and relook at the attack again. I'm doing this very meticulously all the way through. First Reaper gets out. Great. Second Reaper coming up. We get a little supply block, but we see that we're not too supply blocked. We're only supply blocked for a little bit of time. First Reaper comes back, saves the day. This is not really a big problem at all, especially considering it guarantees a hatch kill. So as I'm watching this game, something that I would say is, okay, my Reaper pops in there. Lovely. I think the second bunker is a beautiful touch. I think the Muslim's very clever for having done that. But this third Reaper, ooh, you know, maybe the third Reaper was not getting there in time. So this is where we want to be able to make one simple, clean, clear statement where we can say something fairly complicated, we can say something fairly simple, but we want to make sure that we explore all these things out, because what we've seen is sending the third Reaper there doesn't seem to help. Walling off with our command center doesn't seem to change much of anything. We want to try to figure out as small adjustment as possible. So the smallest adjustment I can think possible is sending one Reaper here to do this sort of damage, and having an SCV here. And if we start seeing units pop down, that's when we unload this bunker and send everything back. That is the smallest adjustment that I can possibly think at this point in time. And the last thing I would note is something like, maybe I should figure out when Zergling speed gets done if he's early expanding, and write that time down. What is that time? Well, as I come back to this game, it looks like the time when he finishes Zergling speed is getting close to 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Around 6 minutes, I should be really concerned about a counterattack. So, I want to summarize what we've concluded before we go on to the break. What we've concluded is that the Muslim is probably going to be wanting to get real leery around Reaper number 2 time. If my opponent is sending a bunch of Zerglings in to kill off this bunker rush, cool, I don't have to do much of anything. But if he's trying to go around, I want to be really careful around the second Reaper to pull back and do some sort of defense. And I'm done. I'm done thinking. I spent a little bit of time looking, I spent a little bit of time double checking myself, but the conclusion was 2 sentences. If he has a lot of Zerglings attacking my Reaper bunker, keep all my Reapers there and continue onward. If he's trying to counterattack around my second Reaper is when I really need to worry about pulling my Reapers back. Done. I'm done. And this is this concept that I want to throw at you. We're going to think of things one at a time. The last thing I want you to ever do is lose a game and think to yourself, oh, God, I should have done blah. And as it turns out, blah sucks. Right? You might be thinking to yourself, oh, God, I really need to build Marines and rally them back to my base with a bunker. Blah. Maybe I can't early expand when I go Reapers. Blah. I don't want you to conclude these sort of things. All StarCraft 2 players rely on adjustment to reach a beautiful conclusion where they're winning most of the time. So here is winning most of the time. Here it is, up here by my forehead. And what most players should do is go, and they work their way towards it. What too many players do, and this hurts, is they go, and they start working up, and then they start doing this. They start doing different things, but not things that will overall contribute. They're adjusting, but not towards that goal of winning most of the time. They're just adjusting in general. We're going to talk about that more in part number 2. I've talked for 20... Jeez, was this a 30-minute section? Sorry. Going to a break. Also, buy shit from Blue Sky Black Death. Here's another album from Blue Sky Black Death. It's I think my favorite.